The last scheduled pickup on Route 16 is the Millfield Junction stop at 11:45 p.m. After that, you're clear off the route, heading for the depot. Night is done. I'd been driving Route 16 for 6 years. I know every mile. That's what makes this so hard to explain, because what happened that night was something Route 16 was not capable of. He was standing at the Culver Road flag stop at 12:23 am. Flag stops are request only, and they close at 11:55. I should have driven straight past him, but it was 42 degrees and raining, nothing for 2 miles in any direction, and I pulled over. Middle-aged man, ordinary face, dark jacket, no bag. He climbed the steps without speaking, paid exact change without looking at me, walked to the very back of the bus, and sat in the last row, center seat, hands on his knees. Not a great night to be out here, I said. He didn't respond. Didn't shift, didn't blink that I could see. At Deering, 6 miles out, I opened the doors, ran the standard interval, and checked my mirror. He was 3 feet closer. Left side of the back bench. I hadn't heard a single sound. I told myself I'd missed him moving. 6 miles of dark highway is a long time to keep your eyes perfectly divided. I kept driving. At Barton Mills, for more miles, I checked the mirror before I'd even fully stopped. Third route from the back, 8 minutes of road between stops. A Route 16 coach creaks when someone shifts. Wait, standing and moving fully takes the better part of 10 seconds. I'd heard nothing. He'd crossed 7 rows of seats without sound, without time I could account for. I stopped the bus. Sir, I need to know where you're getting off. Silence. Not the silence of ignoring someone, the silence of something that doesn't process the question. I turned around and looked at him directly. He was looking straight back at me. His face was perfectly, unnaturally still, the way no living face ever actually manages, because living things are always micro-adjusting, always breathing, always blinking. He wasn't blinking. I grabbed the radio. Dead. Tried 3 more times. Full dead zone across the entire length of Route 16, a corridor I'd had perfect signal on for 6 years. I checked the mirror. He was in the first row behind the passenger barrier. 5 feet from the back of my head. I hadn't heard him move. I drove fast, told myself to breathe, keep my eyes on the road, get to Millfield. At the old Hanover Road intersection, the darkest stretch of the route, nothing on either side for miles. The interior lights went out. Then the dash, just headlights and wipers. Engine kept running. In the last half second before the interior went fully dark, I caught my mirror. The seat behind me was empty. I hadn't heard the doors open. The emergency rear door has an alarm. There was no alarm. I pushed the bus to 80 on a wet 2-lane highway until I hit Millfield Junction at 1:04 am. I grabbed my flashlight and walked every route. Empty. Front to back. Every seat. Radio came back the instant I keyed it. Dispatch answered immediately. You've been dark 40 minutes, the dispatcher said. Everything okay? Check something for me. Any incidents on Route 16 tonight? Anything about the Culver Road flag stop? Keys clicking. A pause that went a beat too long. Driver. How do you know about Culver Road? That's where I picked up my last passenger. Silence. Culver Road was decommissioned in January. It hasn't been active for 11 months. Nobody's supposed to stop there. I stared through the rain-covered windshield at the empty parking lot. Then why is there still a sign? She didn't answer that. And in the background silence of the line, I heard something that didn't belong there. Low, regular, patient, breathing. Driver, she said, her voice suddenly flat. I need you to check under the seats. I walked the whole bus. He's gone. Under the seats, she repeated, toward the back. What I found I'm not going to describe. I don't have the words, and I don't want to find them. The next morning, investigators checked every Route 16 record from the 11 months since Culver Road had been decommissioned. 7 drivers had stopped there. 7 passengers got on. Not one ever got off. 6 drivers remembered almost nothing after the pickup. The 7th resigned that same night, vanished 2 weeks later, and is still listed as missing. I'm the only one who remembers watching him move. Then investigators found something else. Every automated bus log contained the exact same entry. Passenger count at Culver Road. 1. Passenger count at final stop. 0. Passenger count in transit at Old Hanover Road intersection. 2. Every time. 1 got on. None got off, but for minutes on the darkest stretch of Route 16. There were 2. I don't drive nights anymore. But last night, I woke at 3 a.m. and couldn't move. I could only listen. Slow. Patient. Right behind me. Breathing.